die.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, how can you read? First of all, Revelation 21. How? Refute that. Yeah.
Bro, they don't have the spirit.
Refute that.
He lost the spirit, bro. It's
Yeah,
evidence.
21 is definitely a John.
It's evident, man.
And Isaiah 60 when it says, you know what I mean, we going to take the forces of the Gentiles and our doors be open continually while they keep bringing in these situations. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all this extra.
Shalom, Chickamauga. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
All right.
All right, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming out here week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom known as America, spiritual Egypt, modern day Babylon. All right, tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you're God's chosen people of the Bible. You're not niggas, spicks, wetbacks, Muslims, fucking African, whatever y'all making up. All right, to tell you that you're God's chosen people and that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right,
That's right.
The red man.
Red
All right, first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Baha'u'llah, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the GMS, who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. Do we say shalom?
Yeah, man, but we out here another week.
Shalom.
We out here another week. Prophesying the downfall of America. All right, and yeah, we keep it repetitive and we keep coming out here because it's what the Most High commanded us to do. All right, and what you're starting to see is that a lot of the things that our elders and apostles have preached and that we teach are starting to come to pass.
Did you see?
And people are starting to be like, yo, the Hebrew Israelites was right. Maybe they was right.
What's that precept when Esau is trying to get to the highest of heavens?
Yeah, Isaiah 14.
All right, great.
Isaiah 14.
Grab that real quick. The reason why I say grab that is, have you seen Trump's?
Isaiah 14.
Have you seen Trump's newest speech? Where literally he said that he wants to get to Mars within his term.
I saw that, bro.
Right? And he said, I'm going to talk to Elon. He was like, I'm going to talk to Elon, and we're going to get these rockets up there because we're going to be on Mars within my term. You know, so that is also another prophecy. That is also prophecies of what Yahweh Shem Yahushai has talked about when it comes to the devil, man. You know, Esau. Right? Esau wants to be like the Most High. He wants to ascend into the heavens like the Most High. He wants to dethrone the Most High. Right?
That's why there's everything in their science is geared towards trying to disprove the Most High. It's them trying to understand God and at the same time convince the world that God don't exist.
Exactly. What?
It's Isaiah 14 and verse 13. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet shalt thou be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
So their aspirations is to literally be the Most High. They say, I want to be like the Most High, but what they also said was, we want to sit upon the mount of the congregation, meaning be at the head of the world. They want to be above the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They want to be above Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Baha'u'llah, Kakadash, right? This is what they aspire to do, right? But the Lord says that He's going to bring them down, right? I'll get that in Job. In Job, when they get their fill, they should have straits. There should be Job 20. It should be in dire straits. Get that real quick.
The Psalms 2 start at the top. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed, saying, let us break their banners asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision.
So look, Esau can aspire to go to Mars, right? They can't pass the firmament, right? They can aspire, because remember, the Lord said, it says in the scriptures that the Lord lives on the highest of heavens, right? The heavens can't contain Him. And they believe that they can ascend above the stars, right? That they can actually put their nests on Mars, right? They want to conquer the universe. They want to be like the Most High. They want to dethrone the Most High, man.
Real quick, brothers, I saw a video where they were shooting those big ass missiles up in the air, and it shows on camera it hitting the firmament, exploding up there, and it can't go no further. And it don't go straight up. Every missile goes this way and curves.
So there is like a certain portion of the heavens where you can that's where they got like the satellites and shit, man.
Right. There is a certain part of like
that's also
some of those airplanes can go up 50,000 feet,
but that's also a lie too.
Somewhere up there.
All right. So this is the big. You guys talking about?
You think they?
No.
Like,
they don't. There barely is any satellites. And hear me out.
I saw that too.
I work in telecommunications. Did you know where all the cell towers actually are? Underwater.
You're talking about those those cords that
they run all over the world underwater. Right. So they're not those satellites in the sky and they're in space hovering around us, moving at millions of miles per hour.
Damn good pictures, though.
CGI, nigga.
Damn good tech.
CG fucking eye.
Damn good tech.
CGI. Now, mind you, can they get into like the stratosphere? Yeah, they can get up high enough, but you can't pass the firmament. So don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by Esau, man. Right? Don't be deceived by Satan. He literally has. Remember, the Lord says, "I set thy bounds." Right? We're gonna get that in a second. Right? But they believe that they can accomplish these goals, man. They already said by 2031 that their plan should be 100% in order. Trump's already saying that they should be able to land on Mars before his term is over. His term is only 4 years, so he's literally telling us within the next 4 years they're going to be on Mars. Okay, we hear you, but I guarantee you, they motherfuckers have figured out how to get past the firmament. They're going to be shot down right away. The Lord going to send a chariot to utterly obliterate that shit. All right, go ahead.
His pride is already there. You think he allowed him to fucking crack through that joint?
There's no way, bro.
Hell,
No fucking way.
it's Job 20. This whole chapter.
You could get to a point, but you're right.
I'm gonna start. It's Job 20 and 19. It says, because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That goes into the spare no arrows, you know. All the nations turning, all her nations turning against America, man.
And to break this down a little bit better, it's basically going into how the Lord is going to allow Esau to get almost 100% to their goals, man. Everything they wanted to accomplish, they will almost get there. But as soon as they're about to finally cross the finish line, they're going to be in dire straits, meaning great difficulty. Right? They're going to be in great difficulty. An opposition is going to stop them from moving forward. Go ahead.
It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, and terrors are upon him.
Now, mind you, this glittering sword is talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles. So the Lord is basically saying, yeah, Esau will almost get his new world order, and as soon as he feels like he's about to accomplish all his goals, the Lord is going to loose those wasters of destruction, man. Those wasters that destroy, man, which is the ICBM nuclear missiles, and utterly obliterate them. Not to mention, it even says that the Lord is going to use his people, right, as his weapons of war. So then when we get spiritual bodies, it says we're going to be hunting them out of the cleft of the rocks. So they're going to be underground in their bunkers, right? So when they think their kingdom is going to be established, the Lord is going to loose those missiles. Boom. And all of them that fleed underground to get away from the missiles, then they got enough of judgment coming to them. And that judgment is going to be hunted down by the elect. They're going to be hunted down by powerful supermen with the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's right, terrifying.
You ever see the movie Brightburn?
Yeah.
When it's like take the world and it's like he activated? That's how we brothers is going to be.
Or the Invincible second season when him and his son was going hard body.
Con. What? Oh shit.
Yeah,
bro, that's
Yeah,
go
Invincible.
hard.
Where a young boy actually with his pop, they draw him.
Oh, and also they start
Yeah, they start going haywire on some- the real mission.
They start telling you how they get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
Still on prom?
Oh yeah, she should be on there.
Yeah, it is.
You got it.
That was it on that.
I want
I got it. I had, what else did you want?
Job 20 though. Sufficiency.
I just read
Yeah,
it.
we're ready. Yeah.
I was going to get Isaiah 47 and 8.
No, he will not have quietness in his belly.
Yeah, keep on going.
Keep going. I don't think we finished it. That's why.
You're on the wrong side of it.
I think you might have read too far down. Because you started at 19. You might.
Nah, it was 20, bro. I started at 19. Surely you should not feel quietness in his belly. I started at 19 and read down to 20. So I kept going. I go again, though. I run it.
No, that's all
right
good.
back.
Go to
See, look, you shall not feel quiet. That was 20.
It is. And also grab the one. The Lord set thy bounds.
Yeah, that's
That's the
what
one I
it was.
wanted. Yeah. What's going on, brother?
all right. Is there a part where it talks about like when he almost done?
Yeah, I thought it was way more on it. So when he's about to close, but that's 20. But it was like a lot more to it than just that.
Y'all sure it's not another one then?
No, just grab that.
That's it.
Just grab that. Set by bounds.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah.
Salakia, Akim. It's cold out here. We try and get our thoughts together.
It's Job 14.
Yeah, go.
It's Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, and thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So this is the Lord talking about the wicked man, talking about Esau, right? The Lord said his months are in thy hands, meaning the Lord knows the end of Esau, the beginning and the end. The Lord knows how far he's going to allow him to go. Esau already has predestination. The wicked has predestination. And that predestination is set for an appointed time. And that appointed time for them to be destroyed is coming soon, right? Not to mention that when the kingdom of heaven is established, they got to serve in slavery for 1,000 years and then be eradicated, right? All these things were set. So even when we brought out how Trump and them want to get into, we want to land on Mars and conquer the stars, right? We want to do these things, right? The Lord is not going to allow them to get that full sufficiency. The Lord is not going to allow them to get to their full plans of fruition, right? The Lord's not going to allow that. The Lord has an appointed time for everything, just like when Yahweh Shah comes back, it's for an appointed time that only Yahweh knows, right? Our safety, our salvation is in an appointed time. Everything is set in an appointed time. And now the Lord says He's going to allow us to know the signs of the times by what? The prophecies. So we understand that we're getting closer and closer and closer to the end because Esau is trying to go to Mars. Esau is building a space force. Who are you fighting? Chariots all over the place. We got pestilence. Pestilence going out at an all-time high, man. Death and judgment going out at an all-time high. The Lord is literally creating the perfect storm of the end. All right? What?
It's 2 Thessalonians 2. And I'm going to start at 5. Man, this is crazy in the NLT. It says, don't you remember that I told you about all this when I was with you? And you know what is holding him back? For he can be revealed only when his time comes. It says, for this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. That's the Lord.
It's the Lord.
It says,
why is the Lord holding it back? Because it's set for an appointed time. And what is that appointed time? The elect must be sealed first. Certain prophecies must come to fruition before the Lord allows the winds to come, the winds of destruction to come and hit the earth. Right? You're seeing a small growing point. Look at that, Burt Banks. There you go, Burt Banks. All right, you're seeing small drops of judgment going out, small drops of prophecy go out, but eventually the Lord is going to open up the floodgates. And once the Lord opens up the floodgates, this place is going to be destroyed, man. The wicked will be destroyed.
All right, take that real quick.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 5:22. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over
And
it.
that's beautiful right there, because if you listen to what the brother just brought out, it says that the bounds were set by perpetual decree. That means it was spoken. Because the Lord spoke it, it is. So by perpetual meaning everlasting, ongoing, never ending, that decree cannot be broken. So the Lord says the wicked are going to die at a point in time. Guess what? That decree went out. The Lord has set bounds and set laws and regulations to everything on this earth, man. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. There is no such thing as necessarily free will. Everything is predestination, man.
What's the other word I'm looking for? Coincidence?
Yeah, there's no coincidence, man. You know? There's no coincidence, man.
There's no such thing as chance.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Everything is absolute. It is what the Most High has ordained it to be. You know,
It is what it was always
really
gonna
from
be.
the greatest to the smallest.
What?
This is back in 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahweh Shai will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming.
By the breath of his mouth, what I just talked about. That's your decree. The Lord is going to speak it and it will be done. And a lawless man. Who's a lawless man? Technically the rest of the world, because the only ones given the law was the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, right? So the lawless man, this is why the prophecy says that Yahweh Shai is coming back to subdue the earth, right? To wage war with the earth, right? That's the lawless. The lawless must be put under heel, and then order must be put back on the earth, man. All right, what?
Turning the world back up. The second Esdras 4. In 28, it says, but as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. The kingdom of heaven. Speaking on this kingdom, this kingdom has to be uprooted. It has to be destroyed.
What does the scripture say? Out of a corrupt tree cannot come forth good fruit.
So what do they usually do? When matter of fact, I'm glad you just said that. A corrupt tree. What happens when a forest fire happens, right? Everything is burnt and destroyed, right? But out of its ashes, new growth, right? And cleansing things, fire is cleansing things. The Lord is bringing fire on this place, man, because He must cleanse the earth, man. He has to bring that great sword, man, that glittering sword, right? That which is the ICB and nuclear missiles, man.
What's another example? Watch Godzilla, King of Beasts.
Yeah, at the end.
At the end, yep. When
It goes into
when
it.
the dude was
It
like,
looked all crazy at first.
It looked crazy when all the monsters come up and they destroy the whole earth. And one dude was like, "Yo, this is God's will." Because what happens? What comes from all this destruction? Every time one of those beasts go and destroy something, more beautiful land will grow after it.
Yep, right.
Just telling you that they here, bro. The Lord just ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't activating them yet. Back in 2 Esdras 4 and 29. Salaki, this is 30. It says, for the grain of the evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness had it brought up unto this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? It says, ponder now by thyself how great, and that's going into that wine press, man. What's that? Revelation 14?
Yep. And, get the word threshing. Get the word threshing. The time of threshing shall come.
I got
The Lord uses it in a couple verses actually. I'll make you a new threshing instrument. Having teeth, right? But I want you to get the word threshing so we can, for edification's sake, what the Lord says, the time of threshing shall come, right? Use the word threshing.
So grab the Google. You got the Google.
Yeah.
I got the BOB is just going into the actual
What?
tool. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this was separate grain from a plant. typically with a flail or by action of a revolving mechanism. Second one is a variant of thrash. Let me see.
I mean, well, when you really think about the
Sharp,
word thrash,
Yeah.
sharp and diligence. Those are the two words he uses.
Basically, a diligent beating.
Strict decision.
A diligent, like it's strict and harsh.
I see what
It's
you're
to the
saying.
point, right? So that threshing time is basically that great judgment that's going out on the earth, right? Like the brother said, go back to where you was at. The time of that wine press, man, right? When blood shall be spilled. A strict, exacting thrashing, right? A judgment that comes quick, deliberate, diligent, and does not miss its mark.
This is the latter. All right, second Esdras 4 and continuing in 30. It says, "And how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number," right? It says, "How great a floor shall they fill? Then answered I and said, How and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, Do not thou hasten above the most highest of the most highest, for thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded." That's Sirach 3, right? Seek not things that are above your understanding. But that was Esdras. Just, I don't think he meant it. You know, speaking as a man, he was just like, "No, go fast for 7 days. Come back and I got you." And you know, he was giving them jewels, man. This is it's verse 34. It's a lot. Verse 35. "Did not the souls also of the righteous ask question of these things in their chambers, saying, How long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the angel, the archangel, gave them answer and said, Even when the number of seas is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in his balance. For by measure he hath measured the times, and by number he hath numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled." Bro, that's going back to the word. Speaking it, bro.
Exactly.
That decree.
Because everything, like you said, everything is set for a point in time, man. It literally saying that the Lord is weighing the wicked and the righteous, weighing the earth on a scale. But until it hits a certain mark, nothing's going to happen.
everything has to be accounted for.
Everything has to be accounted for.
Every person, every number, every element, everything has to be accounted for before the Most High can send you how it's shot down here. Wreak havoc, bro.
And he's not operating off of time.
Exactly.
It's his word.
The Most High is above time. He's outside of time.
The construct of time is man-made.
To an eternal being, it could be a millennium or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
It's probably safe to say that an immortal being before man's day, they probably didn't even know what that was.
But
In a way.
But the Most High also is a just God, man, and because He's just, as the Scripture said, He will speed up the time. He will shorten the days for the elect sake. All right, so we are starting to see that now in our time when the wicked is starting to be revealed, and
Like a long time high.
and the world as we know it is starting to really crumble because never before in time has people ever been as miserable on a mass scale.
Mass scale,
And
yeah.
I want to add to what you said. The Lord, the brother just basically said that the wicked are being revealed at an all-time high. We're actually seeing an uptick in people not caring about celebrities as much. When now everybody talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I've seen, remember that was the Beehive, and everybody, you couldn't say nothing about Beyonce. Now, bro, you go on TikTok right now, and they talking about Beyonce was part of that Diddy trafficking and all did it, and they're all like, yeah, fuck her. You see girls like, fuck her. Hey, who gives a fuck about Beyonce? Who gives a fuck? And you starting to see more and more people turn their backs
no
on
more
their false idols, man. This is how we know we're in them days, man. Right?
Yeah, and it's real sensitive now because believe it or not, even on a lower level type of thing, Drake had a long tenure. Soon as Kendrick Lamar so-called beat him in a rap joint, now everybody like Drake is ass now, or he not relevant, which is ridiculous. But it's like it's crazy how shit can just flip off of the image and perceptions and the sensitivity of how people don't give a fuck no
It's
more.
also how fucking Kendrick Gotti too. Pedophilia shit and all that, man.
Drake was like,
Right hit his character.
yep, came right as character. And I was having a conversation with a girl the other day about the scriptures, and she was like, when I was telling her like, yo, Jesus ain't who you think he is. What do you mean? My God's all love and that. I said, no, he not. No, he not. You know
Maybe
the Lord.
your God.
I mean, I tried to say, do you know the Lord coming back to bring darkness and not light? Where does it say that at? Did you know that the Lord will come back and says the slain of the Lord shall be many? Did you know it says there's going to be so much bloodshed that it'll be up to the horse's bridle? She's like, no, it don't. No, it don't. And bro, I straight started cutting her. I straight bang, bang, bang. Ain't nobody, mind you, I intrigued her so much, she asked me, where's my church at? They teaching this at your church? I said, yeah, they do. I said, yeah, they do. She said, I want to come to your church. I don't even want to go to my church no more. I'm like, okay. Right, but we gonna bring that out, man, because this is the times that we coming to. Right? Get that, you got that, the one person?
Yeah, that's a revelation.
Yeah.
Wait, what you?
Get the slain of the Lord shall be many. Get I come to send don't think not that I'm coming to send peace on earth. So
This what that verse?
it don't matter.
It's Revelations 14 and 16 and 15. Salakia, NLT. It says that another angel came from the temple and shouted. It says, Salakia. Then another angel came from the temple and shouted to the one sitting on the cloud, swinging the sickle, for the time of harvest has come. The crop on the earth is ripe.
Now, mind you, we were just talking about the wicked seed. We were just going into the parallels and the parallels of wicked seed and the righteous seed, right? And then we just got to talking about the balance, how the Lord is balancing
Like, you
the
have to
wicked
have the-
and the light, and then everything is set for an appointed time. Now, there's a point in time. It's this right here. When the sins of the earth and the wicked have gone to an all-time extreme, when the harvest is ripe, the Lord is going to send a sickle to cut them down. What does it mean to be hewed down, to be cut down, to be put to death, slaughtered? So it's becoming a time, we're in the day and age where wickedness has abounded. Wickedness has gone to its all-time extreme, right? And go ahead.
This verse, Salak, verse 17. After that, another angel came from the temple of heaven, and he also had a sharp sickle. Then another angel, angel came who had the power to destroy with fire. It came from the altar. He shouted to the other angel with the sharp sickle, swing your sickle now to gather the clusters of the grapes of the vines of the earth, for they are ripe for judgment.
Now, mind you, vines goes into people, bloodlines, right? Think of a vine. If you ever look at a grapevine, they go in all different types of directions, right? You can have off of one bundle of grapes, right? If you were to plant that, it can turn into different generations as it grows larger and larger and larger. So the Lord is equating the people of the earth as vines, right? And then he's saying that I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to send angels of fire, which we already know is the ICBM nuclear missiles. We already know that the Lord is holding back the winds of destruction. And it's going to become an appointed time where they're going to be loosed on earth, where so much death and destruction is going to go out, right? That's why the Lord says the harvest is ripe, meaning the sins of this world, the wicked have abounded to the point where it's time to cut them down. It's time to put them to death. It's time to rebalance out the scales. All right, go ahead.
It's verse 19. So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and loaded the grapes into the great winepress of Yahweh's wrath. The grapes were trampled in the winepress outside the city, and blood overflowed the winepress in about. It's like
And right there, and blood overflowed the winepress. So the slain of the Lord is going to be so many, there's going to be so much blood. Right? Now this is a metaphor, but there will literally be that much blood. Go ahead.
It says, and the blood flowed from the winepress in a stream about 180 miles long, as high as a bridle. That's the NLT.
Yep.
You know, they
It's so 180 miles long. Now mind you, 180 miles.
So that's 1,000. So that's 1,600. So that's 1,600 furlongs.
Yep.
180 miles.
Yep.
Dang.
So much blood, man. It's going to be so much blood,
How
man.
many furlongs?
It's 1,600. by 1,600 footnotes.
So this is the time that we're getting to. We're coming closer to this time because the Lord said He would show us what signs following, and we know that we're getting to this time, man. As we sit out here now, we watch people look at us with disdain. They hear us reading the Bible, and the first thing they do is turn their head. Guess what? That means the harvest is right. The harvest is right. The Lord, like, yeah,
have a field, how much have a field day?
A field day. We're gonna get into that in a second.
Thank you. One day, just wicked.
Yo, Lord, you gonna have a field day. He like, oh, bro, they up there sharpening their fucking two-edged swords right now.
Yeah, I saw that somebody, I think sent to me or I sent to you. Remember that little meme where it was like it was all Jake though, but it was Yahweh and it was Gabriel, it was Uriel, it was Michael, and they was all Jake was on the couch and they was all getting ready and they all waiting and then Yahweh goes, all right, go ahead, go do your thing. They all walked off, let's go.
Yeah, that shit. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Look, you want that?
That was it.
All right, yo, right now.
It's Isaiah
Yeah.
Isaiah 66.
Yeah.
I'll still get that though. It's 61.
Yeah, grab this first.
You want this first?
Yeah, because it's talking about the Lord. We're just talking about the breaks the
brought
bar.
it up. Yup.
Exactly.
It's Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
All right, now Edom is a people before it's a place, right? Edom, or Esau, Edomites are the wicked of the earth. They're the ones who rule the entire earth right now through their imperialism, their indoctrination, their laws, their unrighteous decrees. These people, see that?
Stumbling block, man.
Damn.
Every time I see mine,
Damn.
stumbling block.
Damn, and these people are the so-called white people on the earth. Simple as that. That's who these people are. Who owns and controls the earth? Them. However, anybody wants to look at, everyone has their own countries. Yeah, but who's dominating everything? Who's the head of the EU? Who's the head of the UN? Who's the world reserve currency? What
Who has
families?
military bases all over the world?
What 100 families? They say this is 100 families, right? In subdivision families own the earth, right? They're all Edomite clans. Period. Right? So who's that coming from Basra? Go ahead.
I'm gonna finish in NLT. It's fire, bro. It says, with his stain, continuing in verse 1, Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, with his clothing stained red. Who is this in royal robes marching in his great strength? It is I, Yahweh, announcing your salvation. It is I, Yahweh, who have the power to save. It says, why are your clothes red as if you had been treading out grapes? I have been treading the winepress alone, and no one was there to help me. In my anger, I have trampled my enemies as if they were grapes.
Exactly.
In my fury, have I trampled my foes. Their blood has stained my clothes. For the time has come for me to revenge my people, to ransom them from their oppressors.
See? It's a time for me to avenge my people, right? So who is this? Now, when the brothers say Yahweh, it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because we know the one who's being sent to save is Yahweh Shai. But remember, they're all in accordance.
Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai to do
His will. Exactly.
In the spirit.
In the spirit. They're all in accordance. So when the brothers say Yahweh, it's still talking about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
It's in all caps.
It's all exactly.
All caps.
Because remember, it's Yahweh's will that He sends His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai to go save His people. All right.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
People watching in the
Shalom. That's Brother Moses. So you got to understand that the Lord, Yahweh Shai said, He said, the Lord basically said, what are you doing? He said, my royal robes are covered in blood from me killing and destroying my enemies. I squashed them like grapes, and their blood has been sprinkled upon my raiment, my garment. All right?
That shit remind me of that. Like the way it's written. Y'all know. You know that little depiction of remember in Naruto, Madara slayed that whole army by himself.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's
You said picture that, bro. It's the third Great Ninja War.
One man versus
It was one man versus thousands. And you see where his eyes was like this?
Yeah, that shit was
Bro,
crazy.
yeah, that shit was crazy.
Isaiah 66 and 15.
Hold on. Now, I was just over here thinking about that. Whatever y'all was talking about, that shit sounds crazy.
I see you the clip. It's crazy shit.
It's back in Isaiah 63 and 5. I was amazed to see that no one intervened to help the oppressed. So I myself stepped in to save them with my strong arm, and my wrath sustained me.
So this is Yahweh Shah said. That's why it's like Yahweh Shah says, "Vengeance is mine.
He said,
Wait
wrath.
upon me." This is why he tells us to calm down. Be wise as serpents, as harmless as doves. He say, hey, don't put yourself. You don't have a standing army. You don't have a sovereign nation. There's nowhere for you to go hide. So calm your spirit and relax, because I'm coming. Vengeance is mine, and that glory, the Lord, Yahweh Shah is coming back for his glory. Because what is glory unto a man in the scriptures? It was war. Spoils of war. So Yahweh Shah is coming back with all, mind you, we're going to actually get that in a second. Go ahead.
Verse 6, I crushed the nations in my anger and made them stagger and fall to the ground.
See, the Lord says, I crushed the nations. Now, we're actually going to bring it up in the scriptures where Yahweh Shah cracks the sky and basically wages war with the nations. We're going to get into that in a second. But we're building up to it. Go ahead.
It says, spilling their blood upon the earth. I will tell of the Lord Yahweh's unfailing love. I will praise Yahweh for all he has done. I will rejoice in his great goodness to Israel, which he has granted according to his mercy and love.
See, this is the thing. I actually got them watching Edomite pastor saying, telling some Jewish woman that
All day.
It's all Israel only. But I got them watching this Christian pastor telling the Jewish woman that God did no longer the Jews are no longer God's people, and he was trying to bring it up. And I'm like, no. Why are you lying? Mind you, they're both lying to each other, because one, she wasn't a real Jew, and two, he was basically putting false.
They stopped taking this.
Bring forth false information.
Yeah, bringing forth false information that wasn't true. And
So I said I will always
choose
I will
Israel.
get you.
And then right now, as we're reading, Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai to give vengeance and to destroy the nations for who? For Israel, for his people. That's why it says that love. That's why in the scripture it says that love of the Lord. Because for the Lord, he say, look, son, go down there and kill everything for mine alone. You know what kind of love that is? But the Heavenly Father chose us and it said, look, I'm going to war for them, not them. For them and not them. All right, go ahead.
It's verse 8. It says, he said, it's in the NLT, mind you, they are my very own people.
See?
Surely they will not betray me again. Why? Because he chose the elect.
Yep.
The elect are designed like it's.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
you
Like,
said it right.
right.
Yeah, we're designed since the beginning of time to be to basically never waver when it comes to the Lord, right? And this is why the Lord also. Now that you said that, this is why the 2/3 of our people must be cut off, because that 1/3 and 144,000 aren't going to betray the Lord anymore. They're not going to do that. We've learned our lesson. Lord willing, we part of that number, but we've learned our lesson, right? A lot of our people haven't learned that lesson, but we've learned that lesson. So if we ever got the chance and opportunity to serve the Lord like we're doing right now, we are not going to waver. Why? Because we will never want to feel that shame upon us again, right? The elect are like, yo, like I was talking to the shorty the other day, and I was telling her about the bloodshed and all this and everything that was coming, and I looked her straight in her eye. And I said, I'll tell you this right now. If the Lord came to me and said, yo, it's time for you to start murdering everybody, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a whole murderer. Y'all going to be like, yo, what's going on? Shalom, you heard he come like 30 bodies in a day. But yeah, bro, the spirit came upon me, man. I literally would be with it.
You see his face? That ain't him no more.
That ain't him no
It's
more.
like, it's like in The Walking Dead. Oh, fucking zombies. They like, yo, that's my mom. Bro.
They ain't him
Through.
Come on, man.
I said it with so much conviction. I said, yo, the Lord told me right now to get busy. I'm getting busy. I'm getting busy. And mind you, I've never killed anything in my life. I mean, other than bugs and shit.
But you would have to.
But if the Lord said to me, yo, I know you've never done it, but I need you to go handle it, I'm going to be like, well,
But you gotta understand, it'll be like the days of the old. If the Lord sincerely sent you on that mission, you're going to be successful and either get away with it or continue your carnage because you got the power to be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But mind you, that's also comes with the faith. The Lord sends you on a mission.
It will be successful.
It will be successful because he's going to make sure it's successful because he wants you to handle that mission, right? That's the unwavering faith you have to have for the Lord. Go ahead.
Isaiah 63:9, NLT, it says, and in all their suffering, he also suffered, and he personally rescued them.
See?
And his love and mercy, he redeemed them. He lifted them up and carried them through all the years, but they rebelled against him and grieved his Holy Spirit. So he became their enemy and fought against them.
Exactly.
It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands.
Living power.
Yeah.
You're also going to understand something. Us Israelites were bought with a price. We were bought with a price, man. When Yahushua died for us, bro, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. There was nothing else you could have said after that. He said only begotten son to die for your sins, bro. You were bought with a price. So your reasonable duty is to serve without question. Simple. It's as simple as that, man. All right?
What precept of what you just said?
What?
Isaiah 52:3. For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
Exactly. Right? Beautiful. All right. All right. Now you can grab that, Isaiah. I know. But you still got more on that?
Nah, that was, this.
No, that was it, right?
Going against 11, they remember those days with Moses. That was it.
Yeah, you grab that.
Isaiah 66:15. It says, for behold, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will come with fire with his chairs in a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So now we're talking about now that, remember, the harvest is ripe, right? And we just got done talking about Yahushua is going to basically have war with the nations, right? Yahushua is going to utterly slaughter the nations, right? And now we're showing you right here in Isaiah 66, we're basically expounding on this prophecy that's coming, and then we're going to break it down even more because we're going to get into the chariots.
But it says, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
It says the slain of the Lord shall be many. So why is it that when people talk about who they ignorantly call Jesus, why they always make it seem like he a pussy? That all he does is love and nothing you could do, and he's soft-spoken and nothing you could do is wrong under his eyes as long as you believe in him. When he literally just said, it says the slain of the Lord shall be many. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Y'all. All right, soldiers.
Hey, brother. Be safe out here.
All right, man.
So, it says the slain of the Lord shall be many. And it says he's going to have war with the nations. He's going to subdue the nations, right? And we're going to get into the actual story of him doing that, right? Go ahead.
It's on the head.
Yeah.
You know what? That's super detailed. Let me bring out Revelations 19.
I respect it.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Okay, I appreciate it, brother. Y'all know, brother.
Be safe out here.
Yo, bro.
This is Revelations 19.
More people today.
I think it's Rev 19. I think Rev 12 might go into it too. War in heaven.
Yeah, we will get that.
19 though.
Yeah, the one that was, they tried to subdue the man that came from the sea.
All right. This is Revelations 19, starting at 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
So now, mind you, it said he saw heaven open, right? The firmament is closed. The only ones who can come through the firmament is the interdimensional beings, right? The celestial beings, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the angels. So don't get confused when they sit here saying, oh, all this and all that bullshit. It says he saw heaven open, and it was a white horse, and one that sat upon a horse that was faithful and true. This is Yahushua himself. So this is him coming from heaven, boy.
And in righteousness doeth he judge and make war.
So in righteousness doeth he judge and make war, right? He is the opposition of the wicked. For the wicked is the opposition of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? So he judges the nations. And when the way the Lord pleads with all flesh, or judges flesh, is straight destruction and death. He's not coming back to plead with you. Oh, hey, you guys want to get your shit together now that I'm here? No, you had your time. You had your chance. Now I come to wage war with you. Go ahead.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. And you know what? Real quick,
his eyes were a flame of fire. Now, mind you, if you read Revelations, when it gives the depiction of Yahushai, it says his eyes were a flame of fire. It's the same thing. It's depicting the exact same man. Right?
It could be twofold. Because I overheard a brother was speaking one day about how angry he was.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, bro, such and such happened, and bro, I'm telling you, yo, my eyes was fiery that day. I said, oh shit. It could also mean that as well. You know, twofold.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You ever see what's that? Kratos. Not Kratos. What's that one guy? That one guy when he get mad, his eyes went fiery. Was it Zeus? Zeus's eyes in the game. whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying. But what I'm basically saying is the depiction of the man that came upon a white horse is the same depiction of Yahweh Shai. This is how we know.
Gotcha.
All right, go
His,
ahead.
his eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
And on his head were many crowns. And what are these crowns? These crowns are the crowns of the kings of the slain nations, because he's coming to take all power back. There won't be any other kings on earth. There won't be any other sovereign countries on earth. The kingdom of heaven will be established, and he will be the ultimate ruler of it all. This is his kingdom being established. Go ahead.
And it says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh.
So mind you, he had a garment dipped in blood. Now we just brought out that who's this man that comes from Basra, right? Basically dipped in wine's fat, which is blood. So now it's showing you the depiction of Yahweh Shai cracking the sky, right? And is letting you know that he's coming back with all his majesty, right? But guess what? He's going to be covered in blood because he's doing what? Waging war with the earth. Go ahead.
It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
See, in the armies of heaven, this is his entire armada. All the chariots, all the angels, all the war angels, all the spirits that were created for vengeance, that lay on sore strokes to appease the one that sent them, all of them are coming, right? The war angel Michael is going to be in that mix, right? You gotta understand what kind of destruction. Remember, during this time when Yahweh Shai comes back, World War III is already going to be going on. So it's already going to be mass destruction and chaos going on. And then out of nowhere, first of all, he could have sent one angel to handle it, but he said, I'm coming back with everybody.
It looks way better that way.
We're going to be like, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty Yahweh Shemel Shai. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Big dog. You got all of, he's going to take all the crowns. Remember, all the kings of the earth were appointed by him anyway. So now he's coming back, hey, yo, y'all had y'all time. Y'all had y'all time. Now it's time for me to rule forever. And this is also how the house of Yahweh died. The house of David.
The kings of this earth, they're just the interim kings.
Interim kings, right?
Until the real king, the real king come back, and it's like, all right, you got the interim belt, but now I'm the real champion. Now it's time to.
Now it's time to give up.
If you beat me, you get the real belt. But if not, yeah, you're gonna step down, please.
Step down, but that.
But he's gonna force them all to step down, right? He's gonna force them to step down, man. Yeah. Go ahead. No, he got the big. Yeah, he got the big dog. Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna elaborate even more on this. We're gonna elaborate even more. Yeah, get it in the good news
It's
translation.
crazy. That's really how I go. You have the real champion that's reigning, and then they go out for whatever reason, right? They're vacant, so they leave the title open. Yahweh Shai, went to the spirit world. He was up there for the last 2,000 years or so. And now, which are the kings that everybody's fighting for the title?
Yep, everyone's
They're
fighting
for the title.
Literally, what is World War III? What is BRICS? What is these things? Like the brother said, everyone's trying to be the king of the hill.
Yep.
They're all trying to get to the top of the totem pole.
Shout out to y'all.
And then Yahweh Shai is going to come back and say,
Esau was never destined to win, bro. You remember what happened to Alexander the Great?
Yep.
What it say? The wicked multiply. Yo, they couldn't wait for him to check. Even with the Caesars, bro. Who was the two that the two of them? It was two of them. One of them. That might be another story. But what was the story when it was two brothers, the king and the brother's king. The king's brother. King had a son. The fucking brother killed the son somehow, and so he could usurp the throne.
And that happened in so many different in history. That happened so many
I
times.
was reading yesterday.
I ain't king like that.
Yeah,
it's a
the
lot.
brother was on some shit, but that's
That
Edomite
sound
shit though.
like even in the book of Daniel.
Yeah.
It sounds like something in the book of like doing immediate person.
Bro, right? It's a couple different accounts.
And then before Rome fell, remember y'all seen the newest Gladiator, right?
Yeah, I haven't yet.
All right, so remember, that's actually real history because there was two twin Caesars at the time.
Yeah.
But guess what? They were from Northern Africa. They looked more black than they did white. This is another thing they didn't want to tell y'all.
Well, remember the original Greeks.
The original, yeah,
The original Greeks.
yeah. Well, yeah, just like Esau, because a lot of people be like, oh, you ever see those Old Testament Israelites? Oh, Esau was a black man. No one said he was not of darker skin. He didn't say that his bloodline. I mean, but you gotta understand something, man. Over time, the Lord cursed.
You know what? The best I ever seen for trying to be number one is that anime y'all put me on with the black samurai with the ribbon thing. That's the best I ever seen.
Afro Samurai.
What?
Afro Samurai.
The number one ribbon thing?
Afro
Yeah,
Samurai.
that shit's all that. That's the best I ever seen.
Who can even know?
One, yeah.
Bro, that shit was epic.
It was pretty
All
good.
right,
I got it. Revelations 12, starting at 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels.
Now the dragon is what? Now if you go back into the great war that flew upon the dragon goes into the what? The EU or United Nations. It goes into those nations that are all together, right? Esau's military. Because remember, you got to understand something. Even though Esau is splintered with Britain and this, they're all still in one accord. So Michael, the war angel, Michael the war angel is going to be fighting against basically the world's armies, right? Because when you think of the world, you think of the way. All right, so we're going to say the world's armies, right? Go ahead.
And it says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. I'm sorry, 7 again.
Exactly, because remember, they got fighter jets, they got new technologies to fly around, they're even trying to recreate chariots, different technologies, and all types of things. The Lord is allowing them to get little gems just so Michael and them can have some fun to fight. Because, and I'm being honest, because literally Michael could probably wipe it all out himself. But the technology of Esau,
The Lord wanted to get Thanos.
it can Thanos shit. But the technology of Esau is epic. What the Lord is doing, the Lord is allowing Esau to get certain technologies so the fight can actually be a little enjoyable, right?
Makes sense.
It does make sense. Like, bro, I'm not gonna come to war and just come on, Pop. Well, you gonna maybe come down here and fuck with this?
Well, the Lord did kind of like do that, but then again, at least his introduction was a shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have an intro.
Yeah.
You know
What
what I
I'm
mean?
saying is, Michael and his angels are fighting against the dragon and his angels, right? Those are going to be them fighter jets, those crafts that we don't know about, them stuffed drones. You see that one drone, the stuffed drone, that's so fast that you can barely see it. You know what I'm saying? All these things are going to come to pass, right? Go ahead.
It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found in any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Exactly, right?
2 Corinthians 13 will elaborate. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and 2 Corinthians 13 does elaborate. We're going to get into that in a second.
Mayaka Allah, Shalom.
Shalom, Aki, shalom, brother. All right, go ahead. Just brother D, you got it. You got it.
All right, this is 2nd Esdras 13 from the top. The 7 days passed, and the following night I had a dream. In my dream, I saw a wind coming up out of the sea and stirring up great waves. As I watched, the wind brought with it, and this is the G&T, by the way.
Yeah, so remember, when they talk about clouds, wind, whirlwind, it's talking about the chariots, all right? Those chambers is all depictions of the chariots, all right? And when it says come out of the sea, remember this, in the beginning, in Genesis, the Lord separated the waters of heaven from the waters below. So, mind you, it's nothing but water up there. That's why when NASA and then when they supposedly train to go to space, they always are underwater because it.
What is Shemayim?
So they did the last. So go ahead. So it's not talking about the actual sea. Now, mind you, there's probably chariots and shit all on the sea because the Lord says don't make any graven images of anything above or anything in the great deep below. All right. So I'm pretty sure there's chariots under there, and they call them UAPs now. They're going underwater and all that. So we understand that there's going to be chariots coming from down under from the great deep below and from the heaven above. But we're talking about the heaven below, the waters above. And the reason why we know that is because as he keeps reading, it'll break it. Go ahead.
What was that? Verse 3. As I watched, the wind brought with it out of the sea what looked like a man, and he was flying on the clouds. When he turned his face, everything he looked at began to tremble. And when he spoke, everyone who heard his voice melted like wax in fire.
Okay, I like that. Okay. Meaning, so when they seen him, they was bitching.
It was,
All right,
it was like you bitching looking at him, but then when you turn and look your way, you oh shit.
That's why I said like the earth, the fire. Meaning like I get it now. When you see fire, you scared of that too.
Yep.
All right,
That's poppy color.
that makes sense. Go ahead.
That's poppy color.
And it made it make sense, bro. That made it make sense. Like the earth filled with fire. I get it.
It says, I looked again and saw a crowd too large to count. They were people gathered together from all parts of the world to fight against the man who had come up out of the sea.
Now, mind you, this is what this is depicting is in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, right? This is like modern day Syria, Damascus, in that area right there, the Middle East, what they would call today. World War III is going to be taking place there, right? So all these multitudes are the armies of all these nations. They're going to be fighting each other, but they're going to stop fighting each other
Hey, bitch,
to
you hear me
fight.
talking?
To fight.
Fuck over your
Yeah,
thing with a
Hawashai.
man face, bitch, because I'm talking. I was smacking shit out you. Take it.
Demons is out. Demons.
Bugged out,
Demons.
sodomite.
Fuck out.
They sound like a chick too.
Homeless.
Like,
Demons are out. But basically, the multitude.
Edomite.
The multitude, right? We just got them bringing out earlier in Isaiah how the slain of the Lord shall be many, and he's going to wage war with the earth. Now, right here, it's basically talking about those multitudes of the different armies of the different nations that are already going to be fighting. They're going to stop doing what they're doing to fight Yahushai, Michael, and all his angels that came out of the sky. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 6, 13 and 6. It says, then I watched the man carve out of the mountain, out of the high mountain, and fly up on it. It says, I tried to see the place or the region from which the mountain was carved, and I could not.
So basically, it's talking about the fathership. Yahushua is going to be flying upon such a big craft that they cannot even fathom the size of it. They're going to look and go, damn, where does it end? And look,
It's like this.
damn,
Like
where does it end?
when you look on the street and you can see you can look all the way down, you can see the sky all the way down, but imagine that covered up and you like, so where does it
But
fucking
like this,
end?
and this is why it says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, because his fathership is going to be so big that it's going to blot out the sun.
yo, you know what's
It's gonna
swagged out
literally
too?
blot out the sun.
Yo, it's so thorough that it's really gonna be a situation where Yahushua is gonna make himself seen too. Like he's seen this ball flying on top of the shit. Like that shit is
You're
all
gonna have
that.
the chariot set up in a way
Yeah,
where
that shit.
you see him on
See him
top.
flying on top of it. Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Because it might come on some like angle shit.
Angle shit, and then you see a whole man that a man looking like figure flying on top of the
Remember,
joint.
we
That
made,
shit's
remember we're
crazy,
made in
bro.
the image of.
Have the Messiah.
Yeah.
So
you
they're
gotta
gonna
think.
have human-like.
Human like,
You also
yeah.
gotta think something. For everybody to see him, Yahushua might come back like 30 feet tall.
Yeah, big as shit.
He might come
oh,
back.
absolutely.
Oh, standing on.
yeah.
Standing
Oh,
on.
absolutely.
Standing on the
Oh,
head
yeah.
of the. Standing on the head of the. Standing on the head of the joint like this.
Absolutely.
Boom. They're like, what the?
Yo, Shalom, yo, bro, you
He gonna be
have
big
to
as
be
shit.
right.
He ain't gonna be no 6
Your
foot.
house shot gonna be big as shit, dog.
He gonna be a
Yeah,
tight.
he gonna be huge.
Think about it.
I can see
mind you,
that.
because mind you, you want to know how we know he's gonna be that big? If you look up into a mountain, like
Right.
because you see anybody on the mountain?
Nope, you can't.
You cannot see anybody on the mountain.
That's a good point.
You're not gonna be able to see
That's a good
nobody.
point.
If I look up, and we can go right now, PA right now, in
Right.
Poconos, and look up in the mountains, and you ain't gonna be able to see nobody.
Not at all.
But it says that everyone's going to see this man. Is that
So
a
he
man?
has to be a large
He's
figure.
going to be
Large
so
figure,
big,
bro.
And I'm speaking as a man,
That
but
is
I'm
a
using process of elimination here.
point, bro.
He got to be so big that you're going to be able to see some. Is that somebody on top of this thing? You know how big he got to be?
Yeah, bro, that's a good point, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's a hell of
You
a
gotta,
good
you
point.
gotta understand, bro. He not coming
Because
down.
you can drive on the highway and look over to a mountain, you ain't gonna see no
You
person.
ain't gonna see nobody.
Yo,
But
that's
go ahead, but
crazy.
let something be big,
Big.
as shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, is that somebody walking on the?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was shot coming back big as shit, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
He gonna come back in all his majesty.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta think something, man. You gotta think something, man. If the Lord, remember before pre-flood and all that, there was giants and how big they were. Remember, he found like 36 feet tall
Yeah.
bones. Yahushua is probably gonna come back probably like 50
Great
feet tall,
observation,
like
bro.
boom,
Great
standing on that joint like this. The chairs gonna be flying around.
And then you that big, and yo, on some how Kratos and them fought Ares at the end of the first God of War.
Yeah.
Ain't that big?
Yeah, man. The
That
Lord
shit
gonna come back like a
crazy.
titan, bro.
That shit
flying upon a great mountain,
Yeah.
bro. And then you gonna be able to see him,
Yeah.
bro. You gotta be good.
Fact,
Shit.
fact.
Yeah, he gonna be.
And I'm and
That shit makes
it's
sense,
Salakia, but I'm just giving it up the way, bro. bro, like,
And it
think about
says,
it.
I would not meet thee as a man.
Bro, that's what I was
So,
saying.
I mean,
And
like,
here in verse 2, it said, Ezra only said, it said on what looked like a man.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
because so that means it was so big. He's like, is that a man?
Human
Bro,
shaped
yeah,
figure.
human
What
shaped
is-
figure. But
what
that was
is-
probably like, bro,
that's crazy.
exactly, bro. Go ahead.
God, this back in 2nd Esdras 10 and 8. Then I saw all the people who had come together to make war. It says to make war against him were terrified.
Yeah, they were terrified because, mind you, you gotta find a great mountain, and then you see this man standing on the great mountain. What?
That's about yo, you know every movie when they depict when they depict Jake and they say this is why Jakes can't make a movie because whenever some scary shit happens,
They
the
run.
camera turn when flip back Jake going.
going.
Yeah, Jake be out.
I'll be the fighter jet like this. What the fuck?
They're like, Sergeant, where are you doing? Where are you going? Turn the fucking, turn the radio off and shit. Like, fuck that.
Oh no, dog! It be certain planes reversing, dog. You know, all Jakes. I'm
Bro,
not
but
fucking
look,
with
we
that.
see these
All
skyscrapers.
Jake's reversing.
Oh,
too.
Jake's
Look,
reversing,
look,
dog.
let's be realistic. Look how big these skyscrapers are, right?
Right.
Now, if there was a man standing up there, he'd be like, all right, we'll be able to see him, right? But this is not as big as a mountain.
Right.
Mountains are like 3 times higher than that.
Yeah.
So then you like, we can't see nothing, but he had to be big as shit.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
if everybody saw him, oh no.
You talking about a fucking mountain, bro.
Exactly.
Yo,
Rock.
listen,
Talking about
yo,
Earth.
Every Jake in a fighter jet fighting Yahweh Shah is reversing.
It ain't
bro.
gonna be no Jakes in it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Nah, I'm pretty sure the Lord, well, if a Jake is in a fighter jet fighting the Lord, he was meant to die.
True.
Because all those who are not meant for that ain't gonna be part
Yeah,
of it.
true.
All right, go ahead.
Back in 2nd Esdras 13 and 9 again, when the man saw the great crowd advancing to attack him, and Salaki, hold on, let me hit 8 again.
Yeah, go ahead.
This shit getting spooky.
Because that was 9. Hold on, let me
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
8 because
yeah,
we
go
ain't
on,
even
go on,
finished.
go on.
It says, then I saw, Salaki, it says, then I saw all the people who had come together to make war against him were terrified. They were terrified. But they still prepared to fight him. That's where I was.
Because the Lord,
They
the
were
same way,
first fight.
the same way how the Lord had hardened Pharaoh's heart, the Lord is also going to harden the multitudes to fight. Because mind you, gotta get his lick in, man. It's not gonna be no fun if everybody fleeing. Nah, come fight me.
You're not just giving it up.
Nah, come on. Right, go ahead.
It says, when the man saw the great crowd advancing to attack him, he did not take up any weapons. It says, the only thing I saw was what looked like a stream of fire coming out of his mouth.
So you trying to tell me you got a titan on top of a freaking mountain? He got his hands, and all he doing, mind you. Now that could be metaphorical, opening his mouth, or it could be straight literal. What can't the Lord do?
What can he do?
Let's just say he did open his mouth, I just said.
Like bro.
And then all of a sudden you just.
He said, the only thing I saw what looked like a stream of fire coming out of his mouth, and he sent a flaming wind from his lips and a storm of sparks from his tongue.
So now it sounds like a laser beam.
Yeah,
Look,
dude.
you ever see Piccolo when he'd be like this special beam cannon, and it'd be like a fireball, and then they got the twirl going around it.
to it.
Got
Yeah.
like flaming winds from
Ah,
the
yeah. Now, mind you, now that could be him speaking, and then the chariot opens up and shoots a laser beam, or he straight.
Some broly shit.
Or you ever see X-Men, I think it's Days of Future. No, not. Is it Days of Future Past?
Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
When
with
they
the
show
Sentinels.
with the Sentinels,
With the
and
Sentinels.
the
Yeah.
motherfucker will open his head
Cyclops.
up.
Yeah.
That was
It's like
Cyclops.
Cyclops
Yeah.
power.
Yup.
But the way they do it is
His
great.
mouth open,
concentrated.
you see the
Their whole face open up.
And like you see the
that
the
was
whole
fire.
body start going red, and all you see is
When that shit off of that little big ass silver thing that Thor and them shot running from, where that joint that killed him in the first one.
Thor, the first movie.
Yeah, you remember the
Thor, Avengers.
Thor. Remember the joint look, yeah, when he lost his power, and then at the very end, well,
you mean when he
the so-called died, lost his power, and that big giant little robot looking like they came out and like laser beamed the shit out the joint, whatever. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Can I go back and check?
I'm at the way to check that, bro. That was back to the first movie back in
First
2012.
yeah, first
Nigga, like, yeah. All right, go ahead.
This
Yeah, he opened his mouth.
stream of fire. All right, here you go. Continuing in verse 10. It says, the stream of fire, the flaming wind, and the great storm combined and swept down on the crowd that was coming to attack him and burned them all up in a single moment.
In a single moment. So you got to think something. Let's just say let's just say the Lord spoke and then the chariot opened up and put like a tempest of fire. But it said it swept, so that means it's gonna be like this. Gone. Gone.
Because look, it says in a single moment,
In a single moment.
that crowd too large to count
Too large to count.
vanished. It said
They
vanished.
vanished. Yeah, the Lord. You ever see what's
that
that? Remember that alien movie War of the World? War of Worlds? When
He was turning them to Johnson and Johnson.
when,
bro.
yeah, exactly. When they was
Baby
going as
powder.
dust and smoke and whoop, boom, when they were going.
Yeah.
The Lord just said it was a multitude that you could
Hawkeye.
not count. Look, Hawkeye.
Okay.
No, the Lord basically just said that it was a multitude that you could not number. Armies upon armies upon armies.
of
And in
tanks.
one moment, he literally just straight said, whoop,
That's all he had to do.
gone, done, over.
It says, and there was nothing left but powdery ashes and smell of smoke. And I was shocked when I saw, he didn't say shocked.
Rocked. But yeah, but he was like, he's probably like, I was shot here.
No, what it say in the KJV? When I seen this, I was sore afraid.
I was sore afraid.
Because that kind of power is unimaginable,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? That kind of power is unimaginable where literally nothing else is perceived but dust and smoke.
But to even think, bro,
Mind you, not even any blood left. You mean it was so hot, it evaporated and destroyed and turned everything. Bro, I don't leave anything. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. The Lord said, I'm going to use you as fertilizer for the new kingdom.
basically,
Literally. You are fertilizer for the new kingdom.
You gotta look at it like this. All those ideas, all those strategies to build technology to fighting, and y'all ain't even last round one within 5 seconds.
bro,
Like,
the thing about it is when you
Damn.
understand like now what we got to come, what's coming, what's in place, and that when that second Esdras 13 take place, that's all that the Lord has to do.
That's all you got to do.
When
Mind you-
niggas is complaining about surface level shit here.
But mind you,
You know
while
what I mean?
he's doing this, so while the Lord is over in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the angels are going to be all over the world getting busy
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
whatever they got to do.
And being a elect.
And go gathering the elect. So yo, first mission, gather mine. Any opposition, destroy it. I'm going to go handle the world's armies. Dog, if that's not a ruler, if that's not a freaking emperor, bro, think about that. He's like, yo,
It's really micro missions going on with this joint.
Yeah,
Y'all go over there and do that.
Y'all go
we
handle
go over
this.
there and do that.
y'all go handle this. I'm going to handle the world's armies.
Go wake up the rest of the brothers while I, you know what I mean?
Because remember, the Lord is basically going to go gather those crowns.
Yeah.
He said, yo, while you go get them, you go do that, Oh, raise them up and then give them power so they can go hunt in the clefts of the rocks. I'm going to go handle this.
Right.
Dog,
Yeah, that shit crazy.
do you understand? Mind you, it's like Esau reads the plan. It's like, is this really what you're going to do?
Right.
And they can't do nothing about it.
Right.
But their pride, they believe they can. They really believe they can. Right? Because remember, you got evil angels and demonic entities. They conjuring spirits. And the spirits is lying to them. Yeah. Remember.
Yo, you really got a chance.
Yo, you got a chance. Hey, yo, look, I'm going to give you some technology from chariots, bro. Recreate this, John, and you'll be able to fight when you come back. When they come back, you'll be able to fight. So Esau really believed. The Lord was like this. Yo, give him some technology, bro. I need Michael and him to have some fun. Hey, right here. Grab it.
Shit, this shit fake.
That's fake. That's fake.
Hey, be careful, them Jones be having fentanyl and shit on it.
Oh, wow.
You know, niggas be drugs.
Somebody gonna see that.
Niggas be putting fentanyl on that shit.
Oh yeah, we have 4 friends.
You right.
That's beat, bro.
I mean,
That's definitely bait.
Jacob pop a nigga for that.
real shit. Real shit. I just like somebody grab it. Be like, yo, let's go get Cabo on us.
Cabo.
Out of my youth, bunch of
I
Cabo.
was walking in the joint, had to use the bathroom. She was like, yeah, I break my 20 for a bag of chips. I'm like, yo, just get that to some kids, man. I don't want that shit. Let me use the bathroom.
Nah, man. But this is what people don't understand, man. So when Christians and people talk about, I can't wait till the Lord literally says,
They know that.
woe to them that desire the day of the Lord. Because what is it unto you? We just telling you all the destruction and death.
How would y'all say that you know not what you worship? We know what we worship.
Because what you're not understanding is the Lord is a man of war. Bro, for him to be like, yo, all right, even though I'm coming back with my entire army, I just want to show my power. But guess what? I don't want none of y'all to touch the world's armies. I'm going to handle that. You go handle what you got to handle. Hey, Michael, and his angels. Remember, Michael and his band of angels are gonna be fighting the fighter jets.
Right.
So like, yo, you and your chariots go get the fighter jets, cast them out of the heavens, because we don't need them up there no more. I'm gonna go handle the world's armies. Hey, raise them up, go hunt and cluster the rocks, go get your lick back, go get your lick back.
Put them in slavery.
And then and put them in slavery with chains and shackles all over them, all over their kings and fetters of iron. Let me grab that real quick. Our mission. We're gonna bring out Psalms, yeah. Right?
It's really gonna be a worldly takeover, dog. That shit's crazy. A world takeover.
It's a
All that all in 1 hour, bro.
Yo, all of this is gonna
1 hour world takeover.
all of this is gonna be all of this is gonna basically that's why we said Brightburn, take the world. The Lord is coming back to take the world. Right? And then he's gonna even this is how you know the Lord is just. The Lord is gonna allow all the nations to get back at Esau. And then the Lord is going to get back at the world for doing what he did to him and us. And then the Lord is still going to allow us to get busy. All right, my sons, I know y'all wanted to get busy
There's
too.
a remnant of Edomites.
There's a remnant of Edomites in their bunkers. They got armies down there. Because do you think they ain't going to have troops and shit down in there in underground cities? He's like, yo,
the special forces, the top elite mercenaries of the world. Yo, look,
real shit.
I'm gonna grant you and one or two of your family safety. You gotta protect me. Shit.
Oh no, they got armies. I was watching this thing about how they got special troops that they're gonna all have. Remember, they have underground cities. I'm talking about the biggest Philadelphia underground. They said they got tunnels that are connecting all the cities together where you don't even have to come up above ground. You could just underground the whole time. So when the Lord said, all right, now it's your turn, my children. You got your new celestial body. How you feel? Pop, I feel great. I've never felt this light on my feet in my life. He's like, all right, now go hunting. I want it.
Yo, you ever see?
Bring it out. I actually want to hear that.
Go
Bring it
ahead.
out. Bring that out. This is when the Lord allows us to get our lick back. Bring that out, bro.
Psalm, what you want? Jeremiah? You just switched to the hundreds? I got Psalm 159.
Yeah.
Feathers of Iron.
Feathers of Iron.
I thought you said bring that out.
Both of it. Bring it all out.
Hit that then, bro. My hands is falling off. you said bring it out. I had it out.
All right,
you start going in. I'm like,
I get a little passionate.
I know you
sometimes.
good. Look, Psalms 149:1 says, "Praise ye Yahweh, sing unto the Lord a new song, and His praise in the congregation of the saints."
All right, so that new song is this truth that we're preaching, and the saints are the elect. The saints are Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, "Let Israel rejoice in Him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their King. Let them praise His name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto Him with the timbrel and harp. For Yahweh taketh pleasure in His people, and will beautify the meek with salvation."
Exactly.
It says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people."
So this is our get back, right? After we're raised up and get them new spiritual bodies, the Lord is going to say, "Now, my sons, you have been faithful. You're the saints of the Most High. Now is your turn to get your glory. Go ahead, honey." Keep going.
It says, verse 8. Let me hit it again. "To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all His saints. Praise ye Yahweh."
See, this honor, this is our honor, right? Because glory and honor comes from war. Yahweh Shai is going to get his honor and glory from destroying the world's armies and taking all the crowns from all the kings, becoming the king of the earth, king of everything, but establishing the kingdom on earth, right? And then He raising us up. We basically are going to be created and turned into a new threshing instrument, having teeth, meaning we're going to have so much power. And He said, all right, now those who have afflicted you, by the way, they're in bunkers and underground cities. I left enough for y'all to go and have fun. Also, have fun with your power. You want to break mountains? You want to teleport? You want to, you know how Flash be moving so fast that he come through walls, phase through walls? Bro, the Lord said, no, go it. No, they're kings, which are the elites. Remember, the elites have cities underground. Go and put chains, fetters of iron upon their necks, yokes of iron. Because they've done it to you, now is your chance to get your honor and your glory. The Lord is just. The Lord is just. And you can't say that's not just, all right? You finish that? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you can't say He's not just, man. All right? What was the last one? I asked her one more thing, right? Yeah.
It's Jeremiah 16:16. It says, behold, I will send for you, Salakia, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord.
So right now, the fishers are the Hebrew Israelites that are on the highways and the hedges preaching this gospel, right? All right, from Apostle Tahar, GMS, you got Sakari, you got HOI, all these camps, right? We're all created and sent forth to
That one
fish,
really cool place.
right? They all were created to fish. All right, go ahead.
It says, and they shall fish them. And after a while I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks.
See, out of the holes of the rocks, from every mountain, every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. Now, mind you, mountain and hills also goes into governments. It also goes into congregations as well. But it's also literal because we know that Esau has built underground cities and bunkers to get away from the impending doom because they know Yahushua is coming back. Remember, the devil knows the Bible just as much as we do. All right? But the devil knows the Bible. They read, they see prophecy, and they also listen to the men of the Lord. They like, oh shit. They probably know better. Remember, they were wiser than Daniel, right? So they know. So they like, all right, let's get ready for what's to come. All right.
That's wow.
Please, somebody give me a loose.
Wise and they on
Let me land off of that.
What?
And use wisdom on the left-hand side.
Left-hand side, yeah.
Revelations 2 and
It is brisk iced tea out.
Crazy, man. I be watching brothers videos out in Cali and shit, LA and shit. Brothers wearing t-shirts.
Yeah, bro. Brothers get living in luxury.
They're living it.
Like, oh, in heat all year round? Man.
Could be worse though, man. You got brothers that live like brothers in Chicago.
it's Revelations 2 where it talks about let the earth cover us to get away from
Brothers in Canada.
Oh. When they talk about hiding.
Yeah.
That's wait, 6.
No, that's I thought that. Yeah.
You
When
want,
this is
hide us from the wrath of the Lamb?
yeah.
I think that's 6, bro. It's not good.
6.
And let the rocks fall upon us.
Yeah,
Right.
that's Revelation 6. Let's see.
I got it.
16, 15, right?
Yes. It's Revelation 6. I'm gonna start at
So this is the elites. This is how we know they're going to be in their bunkers, right? The Lord already said He's going to give us the honor to be able to go hunt them, right? But this is the wicked, the elite, talking about what they want to hide themselves from Yahweh Shai and His wrath. Go ahead.
I got it now. Revelation 6, and I'm gonna go at and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the day is great, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Right? So all the elite and their slaves and whoever joined hands with them are going to be trying to hide underground, right? And they want the rocks, they want the destruction, the rocks to fall on them. They're like, we're going to stay under here, right? Why? Because they know the impending doom. They understand that the judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shah, the great Lamb, is coming, right? So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'Harakah Kodash, double honor to elders and apostles, and shalom to elect. Shalom to you brothers on the common board.
Shalom.